Oh, yeah. Hello,
Oh,
everybody. Oh, yeah. It's Wednesday. Sarah, it's Wednesday. She doesn't care. Do you know why she doesn't care, Paleo?
Why?
Because she's sick.
Oh.
In the mind. It's the only way, or only reason she would have married me. But she's also physically ill.
Oh.
She's got a cold. So, Sarah's not going to be joining us tonight. And I know Saber and Laura, they're also sick because they're at Disney World. And that's sick. So how dare they? And then, I believe it's the Paleo and ACRacebest show tonight.
Oh.
At some point.
Did you ask Jax or Hero?
I did, and they said they would be, but they're not here.
Okay.
Which tells me that they lied to me. That's the only proper conclusion. So, hello everybody, and welcome in to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. It is Wednesday, December 14th, and right now I got myself here. I'm ACRacebest with PaleoSteno. Hello, Paleo.
Hello.
Thank you for always being the one who's here on time, even before I am. It means a lot. So today is going to... I say this a lot, but I genuinely think today's podcast may be...
Okay, you are clipping a lot.
No. Hello. How can I be clipping? Something must have happened to my mic.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're clipping. I'm dripping.
And you're dripping?
Yes. Let's see here. One second. Let me maximize my performance here. And you said I'm clipping a lot.
Yeah, when you talk loud, it clips.
So don't talk loud?
Yeah, don't talk loud.
Is that all you request of me? Is that it?
Yes.
Let's see here. I am looking over some of our vitals. But yeah, as we get going, Sarah, has there been any modification to this microphone? Apparently, I'm clipping pretty heavily.
On Discord or?
Both.
I hear it on the podcast too when I listen in.
I don't know. I don't know which way the game goes.
Check, check, check. Listen to this. Listen to this.
You know,
All right, I muted myself so you wouldn't get awesome feedback. Have we adjusted these though? Why would we suddenly need to adjust
Are
these?
you sure it's muted?
No, I unmuted it
Well,
now.
it's not muted now.
Yeah, I unmuted it now.
Okay. Well, I turned down the gain, I think.
Check, check, check. Is that better, Paleo?
That is much better.
Okay. Cool. I don't know what happened. It's possible that the mic... Ow! I just slammed my head against the
It's
microphone.
possible that when I moved it from in our bedroom to here, I might have accidentally touched the knob.
Sarah, you're sick.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to go sleep for 8 hours.
I like how that's a lot, apparently.
Well, I've already slept like 15 today.
Oh, okay, okay, that's better. I was like, I don't know what point she's trying to make. She always sleeps a lot. So, as said earlier, welcome in to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. As we get going here for the final podcast, or at least SPP podcast of 2022.
Of all time.
Of ever. We are ending podcasts. All podcasts. Every podcast has to end. The expiration date is this year.
It's when we die.
Is when we... So read into that however you want. But yeah, so we're Yeah, we're bringing it to you now. This is going to be the last podcast of the year. The next time we would have been on would have been the
28th.
Between Christmas and New Year's. But Sarah and I are going to be out of town throughout that weekend or that week. We're gonna probably be doing some road tripping. So we're not going to be around for that, which means this is it. This is it for 2022. And yeah, we're excited to have you all here with us and excited to be bringing this with you with us. I can't talk today. What I can do is tell you, as I was just starting to say, Elwin sends a super chat saying, please don't die. Thank you, Elwin. I will do my absolute best. No promises. I'm anticipating this podcast also might be a little shorter today, and I always anticipate this, and I'm always wrong. But I know that we're going to have a smaller group of people here for this one, which means we're going to probably get through a lot of the topics quicker. But we do have a couple lined up, and as some people, I saw Jax is going to be here in a bit. Why don't we take a look? I like how it says we're starting soon. There we go. Now it doesn't say that we're starting soon. But let's take a look at food posts. The last food post of the year, so please make it big. And when we come back, by the way, we want to see your hauls, your Christmas loot. We want to see the booty. And now, if you want to show us actual booty, no one's stopping you. But I know.
But that'll be after 2022.
Yes. The good news is that Sarah's not here to tell me no. So that means everything is yes. Oh, I see some good food here lined up. I'm gonna pull up our Twitter screen, and we're gonna get going here. Starting with Ryder Storm MLP. Now, by the way, I just want to mention this for anyone that ever happens across the Semi-Perfect podcast and says, maybe I want to watch this. What happens in the Semi-Perfect podcast? The deal is that we like to interact with our audience, and this is a fun way to do it to kick things off. We once had somebody who was so upset and irate that we were doing food posts, and they're like, but I don't know who any of the food posters are. But that's part of the joy, is getting to meet these people through the food choices they make. So that's what we're going to do, starting with Ryder Storm
and shaming them.
And shaming them for everything else. Eating some banquet chicken strips meal with Crown Moose Tracks ice cream with the podcast for tonight while streaming on Twitch. Okay. You made a good decision on your ice cream, but I can't confirm or deny the chicken strips meal. I feel like microwave chicken strips, that is a constant, like, danger zone. It could be a danger zone.
Yeah.
But I hope it was good. I hope that it was a satisfying and delicious.
Some of that ice cream, though.
The ice cream, that Moose Tracks is you do not go wrong when you go with Moose Tracks.
Yeah.
That was a family favorite in my household. So very good, and I'm gonna remember to like these. If anyone's ever sent a food post and I'm running the show and your post didn't get a like,
you're on the right Twitter too.
This time, yes, I even checked. But if I ever don't like your post, it's not because I don't like your post. It's because I'm just dumb. Nathaniel Foga says, wanted to use this time to show you guys the smoked brown sugar and honey glazed ham I recently made, which definitely turned out pretty great if I do say so myself. Wow. You know, I could tell you at what time this photo was taken. I could tell because of the angle of the sun. How did you know that?
It's on the stove.
Oh. Damn. That looks like a lot is happening at once.
I can taste it.
Oh yeah. No, that looks good. Is brown sugar a big thing in North Carolina?
Oh yeah, they use it in cooking a lot here.
I feel like we don't use it as much here on the West Coast. It's something I more see with Southern food.
Yeah, it's definitely a Southern thing.
Yeah. Well, keep doing you Southern food people. Nora Mermaid says, noshing on some cookies from Whole Foods after going to my work holiday party and once again winning the dance contest. Drink your water, fishes. Love you guys. Happy holidays. Feliz Navidad. How do you say that one?
I don't know.
I don't want to
I'm
mispronounce.
not even going to attempt.
That one and a Happy New Year. And right back at you, Nora. Congratulations on winning the dance contest. And look at that. A brown butter chocolate cookie. That's delish. What I like about this photo is that you can tell two things about Nora. Two things. You ready for this? You ready for this observation? What? You ready for Sherlock Holmes? So Nora was so in advance that she took this 2 hours before the podcast started. Like, that's epic. Like, at this time, I was still well in the workday.
Yeah, it was
over
at
here.
6:12.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's epic. Also, Nora is running the new Windows 11 format. It is the successor.
Windows 11 or 12?
11. My laptop just begged me to change last night. It said, it's time for Windows 11. I don't think there is a 12. Is there? I don't know.
I think 12, like, because 11's been around. Hold on.
You lie. I've been stalling for a long time, though. I just know I just updated, and this is what my laptop looks like.
No, yeah. Windows 12 is coming out in a couple years.
Oh,
apparently.
Well, hopefully she's not that far ahead of us. Did I like this one? See, I forgot to like it. I'm sure people are screaming at me. All right. Here we go. Elwin just put hashtag SPP Foods. It's just a post. I'm sure there's more because there's a thread, but I'm going to soak up this moment and say that is a great food, Elwin. That is the best food I've seen. All right, let's see here. Wait, where's the... Oh, okay. Here we go. Settling in for a good old-fashioned Wisconsin snowstorm with pizza, a gallon of water, and cookies, chips, and cookies. Jungle Rock says hi, and you're still number one, Race, which means he's giving me the bird. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate seeing the Ready Player Dump sticker. Woohoo! And I also like that it was just like, you know what, let's just grab a gallon of water for this pizza.
Yeah.
A Wisconsin snowstorm. We have those in California from time to time.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it rained for like 10 minutes the other day. It was intense. And it was cold. It was like 50 degrees. So we can relate. Nicky D says, first time listening to the podcast in a very long while. Last time I did SPP Foods was, I think, around January 2021. Y'all miss me? Got me a roast beef sandwich.
That's nearly 2 years.
It's been a while, yeah. Chips and a Canadian beer and salad. All right, what's a Canadian beer? Canadian beer. Now...
That says M-O-L-S...
Molson? Molson?
Is it N or M? I can't tell. Turn it a little bit.
Yeah.
Turn it in this still photo.
I'm trying to point and click, but it's not working. So I'm curious, do you just like Canadian beer, Nikki, or is it because you're in Canada? Molson, by the way. Nora also knew. So apparently Nora is one with beer. And here we thought everyone was so wholesome. Wholesome, Molson. Oh. All right. I think that might be all of our food posts that we've got. And those were great.
So.
Those were good. I'm just making sure, seeing if we were tagged in anything. I don't think we missed anything. All right. So, those are our food posts. Paleo.
Yes.
How have you been these last couple of weeks?
All right. Just preparing for some things. Also, I did a thing. I think it was after the last pod. When was the last podcast? Um, the 30th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because like that weekend, I was part of the charity stream that Cosmic Keyframe was putting on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we did a bunch of different things like Gartic Phone and Among Us, uh, and also Mario Party Superstars, which was very fun.
Hmm.
Um, and I'll actually be doing that tomorrow because tomorrow's my birthday.
Ooh, happy birthday!
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a stream with Cosmic Keyframe, Viva, and CassMutt, which we met Cass at Everfree Northwest. You can see them in the Everfree vlogs.
Yeah. Nice. So, when are you doing that?
I'm doing it at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And I'm also going to be giving away some games, like, on my birthday. Because I have a ton of, like, codes from Humble Bundle of a bunch of Steam games from, like, the past 6 years or so, from, like, the different Humble Bundles I've bought.
Oh, nice.
Of, like, games that I already have. So I was like, oh, I don't need this one, so I'm just going to give it away. I don't know how many there are, but there's a lot. Like, I have, like, the BioShock collection, Bastion, Psychonauts. There's some big stuff in there, like Civilization 5 and 6. So if you want to check out my stream tomorrow, as PaleoSteno plays on Twitch, and you might get a game.
Yeah, so 9 Eastern.
Yeah.
Everyone go check that out. So, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, how old are you now? 19?
I am 20.
Oh, I was way off. we, like, in our friend group, we always crack up because there's certain people who have aged, and there are people who haven't. And I feel like you're one of the people who it's like, Paleo's just like the same
it's
guy.
Funny because, like, me, you, Saber, and Tom were all born the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're veterans.
I feel like we all look different ages though.
Yeah, I look 7. I look like I'm probably mentally 7. I don't know. I was always bad at that. Like everyone always likes to do the "how old do you think I am" thing, and it's like I can't guess. And especially when someone asks you, then you're like, well, it's probably not even what I think it might be. And then you don't know, like, if someone asks you, you don't know, do you want me to age you up or down? Because there are cases where someone wants to be aged up. And it's like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's like if I walked up to you at a convention, and this is you being any of you listening, and I asked you, does this make my butt look big? And... you know,
I would say yes.
Right. I wouldn't be wearing pants. That's the thing. So, oh, God. Well, yeah, no, happy birthday. So everybody, check that out. PaleoSteno plays on Twitch, 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. And maybe get yourself some video games while you're at it.
Yeah.
But, very cool.
Yeah, I was just checking to see what was in here. I was like, oh, yeah, there's some Resident Evil games in here, too.
Nice. So, yeah, very cool. Yeah, on our end over here, we're just kind of prepping, getting ready for the holiday. Well, getting ready for the holidays. We're kind of in the holidays at this point, but you know, I just finished up doing some Christmas shopping for the family, and
I'm about to do that on Friday with my dad because we need to do stuff.
Now, do you still go into stores, or do you do all of your shopping, like, online?
I do. The thing is, like, the only two people I really worry about for Christmas is my mom and my dad. And I usually get their presents, like, at the beginning of December or, like, the end of November. But my dad, like me and him get stuff for, like, the other family members.
Yeah.
But my dad likes to wait. So
Yeah. What is this? Sarah sent me something.
and also it's another thing. It's just
Oh.
old people are hard to shop for.
They are, and they make it more difficult. Like my dad. My dad does the thing where it's like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" And he's like, "I don't know." It's like, okay. Well, what am I supposed to what am I supposed to do with that? Because anything
Yeah,
that
I just straight up asked my mom. I was like, what do you want for Christmas? And thankfully for like the last few years, she actually tells me specifically what she wants.
yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll get that then.
Sarah, by the way, I mentioned Sarah a second ago, and that's because I just got she sent this link. Nintendo of America says, "Get ready for a new world of adventures."
Yeah. I was seeing it was like, oh, it's opening up in February. I was like, I gotta take a visit. I gotta go visit like you and Sarah and go there.
Oh, okay. This is how bad I am. I'm like Universal Studios, and I'm like,
Yeah.
which one? it's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
But yeah, the one they tagged, I was like, which one is that? I was like, oh, it's Hollywood. Yeah, that's the one they're opening first. Is in Hollywood.
Man, oh man, very cool.
And I love Universal Studios Hollywood. Because I went there back when my mom lived in California. It's a very fun park. I haven't been there since they changed over the Jurassic Park stuff in the Jurassic World either. So,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, no, that's fun. Actually, I don't think I've been back since the Jurassic World redo, and
Yeah,
that's
'cause
funny.
I know there's that new like new part of the ride where like it goes under like the mosasaur thing, and it has like its screens for the mosasaur, which looks really cool.
Yeah. It's funny because I know the Jurassic World attraction very well, because I did work on the Jurassic World attraction. Yeah. In fact, I did a walkthrough of the at the time, Jurassic Park ride before they ever redid things. We did walkthroughs with some of the staff, and got to talk a little bit about like ideas and whatnot and thoughts about like, oh, what can we do with this area? Well, we could do something like this. Oh, this could be cool. And then getting to, so the last time I think I went to Universal Studios was work related. So got to see, some of the, like I said, the behind the scenes stuff before the ride officially opened. At one point there was a velociraptor sitting in our shop. It was just it's always, working in this kind of industry, it's always like, and I bring that up because I may or may not also be quite familiar with a certain other attraction that's going to be opening up in February 17th, 2023 at Universal Studios. So,
You mean Super Nintendo World?
huh? What? No.
What?
But yeah, so this should be cool. I also need to, like I said, make my way out to Universal Studios at some point and kind of see the updates on everything. It's weird because Universal Studios has always been a park that has been there, and I just don't often get to. I think I've been there. I've been there once. I don't know if I've been there twice. I think I've been there twice. I think I have. And I'm not sure. I live like 40 minutes away, maybe.
Huh.
But the thing is that, like, there's other amusement parks that my family would always go to, like Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland. So Universal Studios just never was really one that we really went to, and I kind of just carried that on. Like, unless I have a pass, I'm not often going to amusement parks. Plus, now I work with a lot of amusement parks, so it's like, yeah. My point being, I need to get back to Universal Studios at some point.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is too, because
I'd like to visit like sometime later next year.
yeah, no, it's yeah, that'd be a good trip out here. So yeah, let's see. Any more food posts while we're at this? Any more food? Who do we got? Is that Jaxblade?
That's me.
Dude, hi Jax.
Hi. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Just finishing up some work stuff.
Well, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
We were just talking about how there's going to be the Super Nintendo World opening in Universal Studios.
Oh, awesome.
So
Sounds hype.
yeah. How you doing? Have you been since we last spoke with you?
I have been good. I've just been, again, this time of year is very busy because personal training and stuff like that is like people trying to get fresh for the new year. So it's always just like, okay, getting all that stuff done. YouTube stuff, doing well. Writing.
Yeah, I just checked your channel and saw that your Kratos video got over 1 million views.
You should see the short. It got 4 million views. So you want to know something?
Whoa!
You want to hear something crazy though? Okay, so this is for everyone in the chat right there. All right, so I did a short last year in September. That short got up to 100,000 views, and I made $100 from that short. All right, so this is a year later. I have a short that got 4 million views. How much money do you think I made off that short?
$4.
Yeah, you're correct. You're dead ass. I'm dead ass serious. $4.
Wait for how many
shorts
views?
don't make anything.
I know, $4. It's weird. No, the short from last year made like $100, but the short I did this year that blew up to like 4 million got like $4. And I was just like, the fuck? And I was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, like at least it like boosted stuff, but shit. I was just like, what? So I was like, ugh, shit.
Huh.
Damn.
Hey, it's Hirosashii.
Yeah, like YouTube posted a thing saying like, oh yeah, we're going to have a better like monetization model in
They're
February for shorts, but I don't know. I don't believe
Why
them.
the fuck you lying? Why you
always
always
lying?
fucking? No, I was like, because I don't like to jinx that sort of stuff. Because I was just like, oh, I guess it blew up in the shorts feed, and then like it was just like everyone was just commenting on it. It was like blowing up, and then like it like transferred to other ones. I was like, oh, people are watching those ones. No, people are fighting. Oh, this and that, and then it was just like everyone's just fighting over Thor, or whether he looks good or not, or whether he's fat. And I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Shit. Good on them. Yeah.
So you been good?
I've been good. Hey, how's yourself? You good? I saw you were over at Gabe's again.
Yes, I was. I was. Was that? Now I'm trying to think.
A week after, I think it was like a week or two after the wedding, because I was just like, "What's racing at Gabe's house?"
It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks after the wedding. I went out there because Tom and I cover a racing event in Tucson on Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving weekend. So, and that they got back that Friday, and we arrived that Friday night for the event on Saturday. So basically, as far as Gabe and Claire are concerned, I never left Tucson.
Damn.
So
just came on down for the weekend.
Yeah, and then yeah, actually, now that I think about it, there was that other thing that I should talk about, but I'll bring this up in a second, because then I saw Gabe a week later, and that was even more random. I'll come back to that, but yeah, Hiro, how are you doing since we last spoke with you?
Has anything changed? I don't know.
You playing video games?
You play VR chat?
I am playing VR chat, and I'm mainly doing it specifically to speak Japanese with people, just more practice as per usual. So like,
Sure.
there's this thing that you can't. I know, right? There's this thing where you can't use an avatar, like a custom one, until you're like verified by the game or whatever. And there's some like algorithm or whatever that like decides when you're ready to actually become a trusted user, if you will. And I'm
But
just
you can't
trying
use
to do
yet?
what?
You can't use Aang yet? Or Korra?
I can't be Aang or Korra yet. No, none of that. I have to be this boring and nameless
Blue girl with the cat
avatar.
ears?
No, I'm like a dog soldier. I have like a little shield.
That was a good
Uh.
move. No, it wasn't. Terrible.
But yeah, it's so I've been spending a lot of time just trying to be on so I can eventually upload an avatar to not be this little dog man.
Mhm.
So after speaking Japanese, because I want to do that all the many hours that I need to be on the game, I went to some other places. I sort of not so shamelessly went to a furry server specifically to exploit them, because I think one of the things that you need is to add a lot of friends to become verified or a trusted user. I was like, who's gonna add me as a friend? Like, furries love that shit. I'll go to a furry server, I'll make so many goddamn friends. And I was completely fucking right. So
Mhm.
and that is where, I don't know if you saw the clip, but that is where I met that
Yeah,
Kermit the
show
Frog. Oh my.
show raise the clip. Show the chat the clip.
Wait,
It's
there's a oh.
yeah.
Please
Oh,
show.
I was talking about the thing.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, he was like, "What's on your phone?" And I was telling him what was on my phone. I was like, "I got a GPS. I got something. I got an automatic cat feeder or an automatic litter box." And then his response was great.
I gotta see this clip.
Oh, do you need me to? I can send it to you.
Yeah, why is it on a different Discord server?
It's in our usual one.
Oh,
the last
that
one.
one.
Yes.
Okay, so Hero's gonna send this over. Jax.
Yes.
All right, I have to go grab something.
Sure.
Why don't you tell people, for anyone that's worried about feasting well during
God of War.
this Christmas season or holiday season or New Year's season, should people feel bad about eating well and
No.
stuffing their faces? Why not?
No, because it's like you're fueling up. Also, like it's like a winter time too. Well, I mean, like depending on the state you're in. But like again, I just say like if you're like with like friends and family and you're just enjoying yourself and it's not like a everyday sort of thing, it's completely fine to indulge and enjoy the holidays with your loved ones, right? Like that is like a healthy thing, because like I don't want people to develop like eat disorders, because like some people will do that thing where it's just like I can't.
Wait, I gotta ask, Jax, did you just fall into a well or something? Like, did he get
What?
quiet for everyone else?
Ah! I just fell into a well. Give me a second. I'm like, oh fuck! My fucking desk just adjusted on.
I thought you were like, fuck, I did fall into a well. Damn.
Oh my god! I did.
no,
My fucking
sorry.
desk fell. My desk that I'm talking on fell.
The issue's on my end. That's weird. Okay, wait.
Well, funny enough, when you said that I dropped my fucking whatever desk thing I'm at, it just fell down. Oh my god! Why is it?
What is a desk thing? Did your desk fall?
From cutting my hand. Shit.
You fell into a well.
Yeah. There we go. Stay. What the fuck is with this stupid thing? Oh my glob. Oh, good grief. All right, give me a sec. But yes, you shouldn't feel bad about it. If you can hear me, don't feel bad about it while I try to adjust this fucking thing. It's good for you. Eat.
While he tries to adjust his desk thing.
Yeah. Fucking, why is it not twisting in?
Race, what is he adjusting? Do you know?
Come on.
It's his desk thing.
I don't know, but I'm loving it. Thank you, Jax, for making me feel better.
You're good. Eat all you got.
Eat.
Why is it? Fuck you.
Alright, I'm gonna watch. So what is
Okay,
this?
I'm gonna send you a video, okay? I'll send you a quick video.
What is this thing that I'm going to watch that
No, it's just my desk, my laptop desk.
No, the Hirosashii thing.
Oh, yeah, no. I was in VR chat, and I was in that furry server trying to make some friends. and this dude is just voice acting Kermit, and I did enjoy him as a human being. I was like, you're great.
All right, I gotta watch this.
Oh, Race, we got to tell you what we were doing.
Speaking of royalty,
Wow.
litter box. You know how much them fuckers cost? Oh my god.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
I could not hear it at all, like almost at all on your stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's alright though.
I don't know why, but when he says like automatic litter box, he sounds like Henry.
I know, I thought so too.
Oh my god. So, well, that's just exciting.
Why did it just fall down?
I didn't know I was talking to royalty. Automatic. I had a fun time talking to that Kermit.
That's great. Oh, good stuff. So yeah. Now, what is Jax doing? I'm still lost on this part.
Okay, so here's what happened. I'll send you a quick video. My laptop desk, for some reason, the spindle thing on the side, it like popped out, and so like my desk started slamming, and so I caught it. And I had to catch it in a way that I didn't like cut my hand, and so I was like, I'm trying to put it back in position, but it just keeps sliding down. So I'm trying to see like what the fuck happened to the. Oh fuck it! I'm just gonna put it down on the lower ground. I'm sitting on the floor now. I don't care. I'm too tired. Fuck this.
It's just.
I take my magnesium. Fuck this.
Well, I'm glad you at least took your magnesium.
Yeah, it's a manual stand. It's a manual standing desk. So there's a little crank that you have to crank to make it go up and down, and it popped off, so the desk came crashing downwards. That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was
Okay.
like, oh, fuck. Yeah, so I don't know why it just decided to do that randomly when every other day it's fine. So I'll probably play around with that after. But right now I'm good. I'm on the floor. Just like kindergarten. Oh, race! We pulled a U. All three of us pulled a U the other day because we were doing sports. Yeah, we were pulling sports announcer stuff. We did not know how hard it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, props to you for commentating. Shit is hard, bro.
Hard race, bro. We were trying to comment because like we fell down this rabbit hole. If you go to our main thing in Fluttersmug, we went down this rabbit hole of this, like there's this TikToker, and what he does is he does like a sports way of talking with various snack foods or various things, and he's just like, keep 5, cut 5. It's like, so I'm obviously going to keep this thing right here. It's the top player in the game. It has this ability, and I just think it's one of the strongest players out there. And so like we were all trying to like improv, do it with like cartoons, and we were just like, this is I don't know how race commentates like this. It's fucking hard.
Like keep 5, cut 5 desserts. It's like, what 5 desserts are you cutting and what 5 desserts are you keeping? Keep 5, cut 5. What other things did he do? Sodas? Yeah, he did sodas.
He did cookies. He did restaurants. He did what was it? Ice cream, and then like appetizers, sports drinks. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
Which reminds me, I need to go pick up a Powerade at some point.
Yeah, a Powerade.
So it's looking back when I was a kid, you know, I used to watch like NASCAR and whatnot on TV. And my dad had bought a whole bunch of the die-casts, which, you know, had I not opened, some of those would probably be worth good money at this point. But boy, did I rip those things open, and I had my own races, and I had years of entertainment with that. And when I would do the races, I would also commentate as a kid. Mm-hmm. And I remember this one year out at Irwindale Speedway when we were still very much just fans in the stands with our parents. My dad won like a raffle thing, and we the winner of the raffle got to spend the evening in the suite. And since we were indoors and behind glass, Tommy and I sat there on the stool seats, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, we could pretend like we're announcers." And because we had the driver lineups and stuff, so we were like, "Oh yeah," and we were pretending to do it then.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think back to that stuff where it's like, wow, the way things really came full circle with that. Like now we're the main announcers at Irwindale Speedway.
It's things like that are crazy. It's like it's the tiniest things. Like, we're gonna give out a prize. It's like, congratulations, the guy win the prize. Congratulations. And they just sit there after giving out the prize, like, I wonder if we missed a complete opportunity to change someone's lives and our own lives.
Right.
Anyway.
No, that's like, for me, I kind of look at those, like, especially, like, I think of, like, conventions, right?
Right.
When we have, like, kids at these conventions, and sometimes they're just, like, they get really, like, they can be really starstruck about, you know, even meeting, like, us, which I never consider myself like, oh, it's such a big deal, but it's like, you can have such a small thing can have such a big impact on a child, and you don't realize it. You don't know what is going to be that thing that truly can positively impact somebody at a young age. Like, again, like, it goes back to, like, the stuff that I used to goof off with. Who would have thought that at some point, you know, I don't know how anyone ever decided to hand me a microphone, and this goes at racetracks or at conventions, but yeah.
Or at weddings.
Or at weddings.
At your own wedding.
Correct. So, but I appreciate that. I appreciate it, and I enjoy that you guys took a stab at it.
We tried doing the K-pop Cup 5 with cartoons, and what was the other one?
Animated films.
Animated films.
I did that one.
Haley did that one. Jackson and I tried cartoons, and yeah, it was
hard, but
it was hard.
it was like
we did it, but it was I was like, oh, I'm using my brain. Oh gosh, this isn't just talking. I wish it was just talking.
Right. Like, I'm not gonna do the full thing, but it was like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, Regular Show, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, The Amazing World of Gumball, Steven Universe, DuckTales, Legend of Korra, and Over the Garden Wall, and Infinity Train. And so it was just like all of us just trying to be like, keep 5, cut 5. All right, we got to start with Adventure Time. This player came out of nowhere. They completely changed the game. Absolutely became an icon overnight. Got to keep this champion right here. And then some bullshit is like My Little Pony, literally the dark horse of the franchise. This one literally changed the game all over. We had to, and I'm not going to do the full thing, but yeah, that shit was just, it was fun.
Yeah, to go nonstop was
hard.
Challenge.
Because you just got to go like, and then like we were just like, how the fuck do Saber and Race improv so well? It's just like, I have fucking no clue. It's just like, yeah, because we gotta do the. I need for me, there's like a menu screen that pops up, and it's just like there needs to be like a 15-second timer, and it's just like, give me a second, let it load. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Oh gosh. Well, no, that's fun, and the compliment is not beyond me. I appreciate it. And it just comes down to Saber and I don't know how to shut up. So that's where we gain that, if you will, advantage. So let's see if I can pull this up here. So I mentioned, we talked a little bit. Let's see. I'm just I'm gonna have to change this. We talked a little bit about our visit to Gabe's. Went to Gabe's wedding a few weeks later. I was at Gabe's house, spending the weekend with him, and I wanted to bring this up. Let's see if this will work. It's not going to work how I wanted. Oh well. So let's see here. I just want to see if I'm getting my dates right. Yeah. So I was at Gabe's, and he mentioned to me that he's like, yeah, we're gonna be going somewhere to do some stage testing, and it's like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. And he mentioned that it was going to be in Vegas, and I must have forgotten to tell him, oh, that's funny because next week I'm going to be in Vegas. I thought I told him, and I probably did, but so the whole trip to Vegas ended up kind of being thrown on its head because originally it was going to be Tommy, myself, my dad, and our wireless guy going out there, and our wireless guy wasn't able to make it out, which wasn't a big deal. Tommy had some family stuff come up, and he wasn't able to make it out. And so then it was just my dad and I, and suddenly I had a flight out, which, by the way, I bought a flight, the cheapest flight I've ever purchased in my life, to go to Vegas. All right? So here's the deal. I purchased a flight for $19. And the way they break down the flight is you have the airfare charge, so, the actual flight purchase. You have options, so, if you want to upgrade to, say, first class or early boarding, whatever. And then they also have the taxes and fees, the stuff that it's going to be tagged on to any flight. The taxes and fees came out to $18.50 something.
Oh shit!
My flight airfare was 39 cents.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
This wasn't like. It's not like I booked this like, oh, there's a special going on, or because you have so many miles with Frontier, who this was through. For some reason, I found a flight that was technically 35 cents or 39 cents. And I was just like, okay. So I booked this flight, and I didn't even use it. It was so cheap that we're like, I'll just drive.
Right.
I just let the plane take off without me. So I ended up driving out with my dad to Vegas. And I decided to call Gabe up because, again, I knew that he was doing, he referred to it as like audition stuff, stage testing. Now, I'm assuming this happens, when stages aren't in use. So I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll be able to catch Gabe at some point during the weekend and hang out with him, especially now that I'm effectively going out to Vegas with just my dad and I. And I call Gabe up, and he goes, hey man. And I'm like, hey Gabe, what are you up to right now? And he says, I'm backstage right now. We're gonna be going on stage here in about 40 minutes. And I'm like, oh yeah? And I'm still thinking like, oh, so they're not running the show tonight? And he's like, no, they are. I'm like, but I thought you were auditioning. And he's like, yeah, this is how they do it. So the way that I guess this show or maybe other shows audition is they have you actually take your performance to the show.
Oh shit!
In front of an audience, a live audience that's paying a ticket to do that, to see that show, and you are part of the show. And then if it, if they see essentially how things go and make decisions based on that, and obviously, I don't have any idea of where things are at with any of this, because then they have to figure out dates and figure out if it works within schedules and all that other stuff. But he's telling me he's backstage, and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. And he's like, yeah, what are you up to right now? And I'm like, I'm on my way to Vegas right now. And he's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes, Gabe. And so he's like, you got to come to our show. You got to come to our show tomorrow night if you're able. And funny enough, it worked in my schedule to do it. And I was like, okay, so this show is called the Mad Apple. It's a show that's under Cirque du Soleil, and it's at New York, New York. It's the Mad Apple. It's a full-on show, production, and all that. And here I am. Gabe got a ticket for me to go, and I'm just like, I'm walking through New York, New York by myself, walking towards a show on the phone with Gabe, and he's telling me, hey, come on stage. And I'm like, what? I'm like, now what are you talking about? And he's like, there's a bar. You got to come on stage. It's a fully serviceable bar, and then you can say hi. And at this point, I'm like, now Gabe's fucking with me. Now Gabe's like gonna get me kicked out of the show for some reason and be like, haha, that loser tried to get on stage. But no,
Right.
it was a stage up there. It was fully serviceable. The bar was on stage. It was just a completely different setup for anyone that's been to the Mad Apple or seen that show. Essentially, what it is it's a variety show, and so they have a lot of their acrobatics and the stuff that literally made my mouth drop because I'm like, how the hell are they doing what they're doing on stage? Like there's one bit where this woman has this like rope attached to her bun on her head, and then it lifts her up and she goes flying all over the place, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Right.
what the fuck? And then there's this guy who's like kicking this other guy, and he was doing flips and shit, and I was like, what the fuck? But they also have like a full production of singers. They have a comedian who runs throughout the show. Like there's a lot of different stuff, like juggling, all that stuff. And in the middle of the show, at one point, here comes Gabe and Nate to do their bit. And they did a song with a bunch of impressions mixed into it, and then also did what they. Now we know this, but it was effectively going to be what they were going to do for the finale of AGT. Was this whole basically songs through the centuries or decades,
Right.
or I don't know. I can't do math, but so they so they had like, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 minute show that they did. And as Gabe walks out, I didn't realize this because I didn't have my phone out because I asked beforehand. I'm like, how do they feel about like pictures or video? And they're like, I think they discourage it. But where you're sitting, you're probably fine. And I'm like, well, I don't want to get escorted out in the middle of his bit. So I was like,
Right.
So I didn't actually touch my phone until they were about to come out, and I was going to grab a picture. And as I grabbed my phone, I realized, and this is as like Gabe's, like I see him about to walk out on stage. I grab my phone and I see a text message from him, which reads, here it is. He says, he says, damn it, where did it go? Okay, here we go. It says, hey, mind if I mess with you a bit? Thinking of doing a bit where I say, if you recognize us, let me hear you scream, and then I want you to scream really loudly, and I'll take it from there. As he's walking out on stage, I'm like, oh fuck, I haven't responded to him. I don't know if he's planning on doing this. And as I'm reading it, I hear him do the initial cue. Hey, scream loudly if you know. and I immediately have to. I think I missed the first cue, and Gabe is just like, "Oh, great." And then I followed it up and made a shitload of noise, and then he goes, "Oh, hey, look, our one fan showed up," and I was like, "Yeah!" And he goes, "Hi, hi, Jeff," and I'm like, "Hey!" And the lady next to me is giving me the biggest stink eye. Like, this motherfucker next to me is drunk off his ass and thinks he's part of the show now. And then Gabe and we went back and forth for like a good 30 seconds, and that's when it, 30 seconds seems like a long time. Maybe it was like 15 seconds. But we went back and forth enough that then I think they were like, oh.
They know each other.
Yeah. But I was just laughing because I'm like, oh my god, I was so close to just not being aware that Gabe was actually wanting to do a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost disaster. So yeah. So I bring all this up. Anyways, they did fantastic, of course, and then I ended up getting to hang out with them. We went and got dinner afterwards, and hung out. And Gabe, in my fashion, hanging out means that neither of us parted ways until about 4:30 in the morning. And then so that was a really cool experience. And Nora sends a super chat saying, "Race, if anyone is the one fan of Gabe, it's me." Look, Nora, I didn't tell Gabe what to say. Okay, but I bring this up.
Why is that song playing?
Was that Michael Myers music?
Yeah.
It was. I'm sorry, my thing went on. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were doing a bit like Nora's gonna stab me or something. I don't know.
Oh wow, perfect timing.
Please don't. All right, so let me see here. The reason I had all this story with it, and now 1 second. Damn it! I was so close to being ready. I really was. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures from the experience.
Experience.
The experience. But I realized that I wasn't ready to show you. So while I might as well just do this right now. I was gonna change the topic and then come back, but we all know that I'm not that talented. We all know how it goes. We know how it goes.
We know how it goes.
Sometimes I just wonder if I'm bad at taking pictures. I'm not sure. Let's see. Whoa. La 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 la. I'm doing so bad right now.
It's okay, Race. You got this.
I just don't know why
What
Sarah.
went wrong?
Yes. I don't know what went wrong.
The layup was there. I had to take it. I'm sorry.
No, what went wrong? Fucking bronies.
Remember 2014 or whatever the fuck?
Remember 2012? When that episode first happened? And then it was like so crazy.
So.
I think I still have my tweet from when that first happened. Hold on. Let me look. Paleo, what date did that happen?
It was in February of 2020.
February.
That happened. Yeah.
February 2012. Okay, let me look. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands. Whatever that song is called.
No, you won't.
Well. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, I got the photos here. Here we go. So this is me grabbing my ticket at the box office, the Mad Apple, and then there's my ticket. Look at that! Wow, so nice, so wonderful.
Okay.
By the way, it says ages 16 with parent or guardian. There was definitely like a 10-year-old in our show. Oh, there it is. Look, it says on the ticket, no cameras or recording devices permitted. That's funny. I actually am seeing that for the first time. Whoops! So here I am taking pictures. So there's this was after I went up on stage and met up with them.
Nice.
So this was before the show, and then this is where I was sitting. And yeah, this was kind of a pre-show thing that was going on. A guy that was swallowing swords.
Oh, I hate that. That shit always makes me like gag. I feel like painful whenever I see that. It's just like, fuck.
There's another shot of where I was at, and then here they are on stage doing their thing. So Nate rose from the center section and came on up. And yeah, it's pretty cool because it sounds like they with a show like this, they have quite a bit of freedom with what they're able to do. So I think they've really been enjoying their time with all of this. But yeah, no, it was so wild.
Where are you at?
Where am I at?
In the picture where they're on stage. Where are you?
I'm behind the camera.
Oh, I thought you were like up in the front row.
No, they got me balcony seats, baby.
Oh, okay.
I was above those peasants in the bottom. Yeah, no, this is where I was.
Peasants looking down like the Grinch.
Peasants with presents.
Peasants with presents.
And then I do actually have just the smallest bit of.
Do you have the old lady that was mean mugging you?
No, she wasn't old though. That's the thing. She was
37.
Here's a small bit. I don't know if the audio's gonna come through here. Play. There it is.
Sunrise above the ocean.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that there they are in the midst of one of those songs. But everyone's singing with them in this clip. So, yeah, their original song, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh yeah. so yeah. Yeah. No, I was, as always, just very proud of what they're doing and seeing them kind of end up in some of these situations. Like I still find it hilarious that I don't think Gabe realized that that they were even going to be on stage in this capacity. Yeah,
right.
and then yeah, it was cool to be able to be there and kind of support them and whatnot, and just kind of hear how the show's been going, and hopefully this is something that goes well. If it's something that they, are wanting to do, and we'll see what happens with those goobers.
Mm-hmm.
Elwin sent a super chat saying, "How does it feel that in 9 episodes you will have been doing the podcast for 200 episodes?" Whew.
200 episodes.
I am always the one. I always forget how long ago we started this podcast.
Was it 2015?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Like that's what surprises me is the fact that we've been going for that many years. Like the episode count.
Mm.
You realize how long it's been because we do every other week, and there's been weeks that we've missed. Yeah. So it's wild.
Honestly, any year after like 2010, that's when the years just started to go faster. Like for me, like post 2010, the years just started to go boom, boom, boom. But before that, it was like, wow, 2007, and we're in 2009. That was so long.
Yeah. I think it's also because we were like teenagers and kids at the time, so it's like the years just like felt a lot longer. I remember from like 2001 to 2004, that was an eternity.
No, that was a long ass time. 2001, 2004, and you like appreciated stuff more, like because like when you have weekend, I'm already like it's like fucking. What was it? Snow days, shit like that. When you used to have them as a kid, they're like, "Oh, this is fucking hype, man! I don't gotta drive or do anything. I'm just having a good day." But now it's just like, I got a shovel.
No, so I actually have a theory on this though, because I've thought about like why is it that stuff took forever as a kid, like literally like to get out of high school, like that portion of life.
18 years.
Yeah, it's like how
18 goddamn years.
Like that took so fucking long. Like it was like Jesus, and then I felt like the pedal started to drop around college.
Right.
And then like once I was out of college, it was like Jesus.
It sped up. Yeah. Once you get out of college, it just goes shit like that.
It does right into those. But so like I've thought about this though. I'm like, why is it that
we're just gonna speed past your 20s here? Like, you're like, oh, you're 30.
Like, why is it that when you were a kid, a year felt like a fucking year, and then now it's like a year feels like a third of a year?
Like, oh my god, it's Christmas again.
Yeah, it's
Christmas back.
And I realize I think it's because everything's relative. Like when you're a kid, like the first 10 years of your life, it's like, holy shit, man, that was your whole life. Like, since you can remember, it took you that long to get to those year number 10. And then then you get to your 20, and it's like, it's almost like things are twice as fast as that point from experiencing time as a 10-year-old, because it's like, well, now it's like, yeah, those 10 years, that was just half of my life. Now you're 30, it's like, oh, this now things are like a third or 3 times as fast as they were as a kid, because it's like you have, relative to the amount of time you'd been alive, it was like, wow, life is forever. And I'm sure it also has to do with, like
neural processing of like how you process stuff too, because like your brain like during those years was like developing. And it was like, so like when it becomes like more fully developed, like it starts like processing stuff faster. And so like I forget, well, I think it was like either Neil deGrasse Tyson or like one of the super intelligent science people, where they were talking about how like that actually works, that whole thing of like why it speeds up. And I'm just like, yeah, it is true, because like when you go as like a kid, it's like, okay, what do you do as a kid? You wake up, you go to school for like, what is that, like for like 8 hours of your day, and then like you just like for the rest of the day you're either doing homework or you're out. If we're 90s kids, we're out playing with friends and stuff like that, or playing like classic games, and then you went to bed at a good time, and then it's just like, or like whatever time, and then you woke up, and then like summers were like, oh wow, yeah, because you're in school, like it's relative, like you're in school, and it's just like for 5 days out of the week, and then it's just like
summers felt long.
Yeah, summers were long. I remember I had like a 4-month summer, because I moved from Oklahoma to New Jersey in 2005, and it was like they used to start, because the school I went to, they got out in May, but like in Jersey they get out in June, and so like I was already out, and then like the schools, we used to go back like in August, but they went back in September. So it was just like, oh, I had like a 4 month. I was just like, this shit feels like eternity. This is hype as fuck. And then it was just like, no, it was crazy. But yeah,
I remember like leaving after a year, like at the end of the school year, and you would like shake hands with your classmates, like, God be with you in this
right.
in this time. We'll see, when I see you next, we're gonna be aged men.
Right. No, you had the time skip arc. It was cool. No, it was always, I love that is something I do miss. Like I do generally miss like when you were going to school with people and you see what they look like when coming back. Because like it was just like, because I remember I had this friend named like freaking I think it was her name Caitlin. I think it was Caitlin. And then like puberty hit her like a motherfucker. And I remember I came back in like 7th grade, and I was just like, Caitlin? She's like, hey, Jordan. She hugged me, and I was just like, what is going on? I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? I was just like, okay. But yeah, that was crazy, because I always love seeing it, because like some kids.
I'm still a boy.
Yeah, I'm still. Exactly. And then there were like people who like fucking got jacked. Like there's one kid I remember I used to think he probably looks like nothing now, but like when you're a kid, like everyone looks like a fucking 5th grader from Hey Arnold and shit like that. But he was like fucking like, he looked like he had to go sideways through doors and shit like that. I was just like, what the fuck happened to you, Devin? It's just like, man.
That reminds me of this one kid that I went to high school with. I met him in like my English class. I talked to him, and his name was also Joshua, and but there was a bunch of Joshuas that went to my school. It was weird. Right. So we called everybody by their last name if they're a Josh.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Like I was Tyson. Like this other Joshua was Wiggins.
Right.
And Wiggins.
Joshua Wiggins. Oh, that's such a name. Oh,
one of the Wiggins is the buff one. He's like, yo, Tyson.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like he was fat, and then over a summer or whatever, he went to a fat camp. And then he came back jacked. Like,
that's always a funny thing. Well, like it's the kids saying like that, because I had that too. Because I remember like I was like a skinny fat for like freaking what was it? January. No, I was like, it was freshman and sophomore year. I was like skinny fat, and then like after that, I like start working out. In junior year, I was like buff, and then everyone was like, "Wait a second, what?" That was so fun.
I remember in 6th grade there were 2 girls. Everyone else looked like a 6th grader. That was cool, fine. There was Gazem and there was Rebecca or Becca, and they were both cool, and they're both friends with one another. But Becca and Gazem looked like ninth graders compared to everyone else who was in sixth grade. I was like, y'all look way too old to be in this grade. I'm sure if I went back, I'd be like, y'all look like you're in sixth grade. But like at the time, I was like,
it's funny because like
tall
as
as
adults
shit.
now, as adults now, you look at like seniors in high school, you're like, you were like children.
Yeah, you were children. So there was this one dude who was like fucking like, what was he like? He was like 6'8" in my fucking high school, and I was just like, bruh, what the fuck? And like he used to be small. Like he used to be small. Like he used to be like what, like 5. He had a growth spurt. Like I don't know what the fuck happened to him. I was like, give me some of that. Like I want that. Like I want something like,
Give me what you got.
Yes, give me that.
Nathaniel sends a super chat saying, there's some kids who I knew who are much younger than me who got insanely taller than I was over a few years, which sort of makes me feel just a little insecure.
I remember that. There were people like that where like the height thing, because again, like it was just like the height thing for me. Like it was always just like, oh, you're black and you're not 6 foot, whatever. But then like I had really strong legs, so I could dunk and they couldn't. So I was like, ha, okay, you're 6 and can't dunk, trash. So shit like that. That was
It's all right. Short dudes are kings. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Exactly. Fucking kings. More to love. And then like if you get with like a taller woman, it's just more woman to love. I'm in.
Exactly. There you go.
Dude, that's great. Could you imagine being with Samus if you're like 5'2" though? Like that'd be
Samus make you look like you're a 4th grader.
I know, that should be hot, man. You crawling up her like
All right, so as I said, this will be a shorter podcast. We haven't actually touched into any of the topics yet.
Why?
So,
let's talk about what we want to talk. This is the last podcast of the year, Race.
No. I'm not saying that that's a problem. I'm just saying that before you came in, I told people this might be a shorter podcast than others, and I always am wrong whenever I say that. And we're well on pace for me to be wrong once again. Now, that being said, there are a couple things that I do want to bring up, and they are movies. One's actually a special.
One better not be a certain horse special, because that was...
Let's talk about Generation 5's Winter Wish Day special.
I did not watch
Turn that shit off.
Okay, here's my question. Because I heard the gripes already. So just for those that are curious, I don't think we have plans of doing a Bronies React to this. Unless you guys wanted to.
No.
Unless Jax wants to. It sounds like
if we were at a con and we watched it and you put on the camera, sure. But if it was just like a thing on our own, Race, I'm not strong enough, brother.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I recorded some Sarah and I watching it for the first time.
Okay.
And I am curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Now, obviously, for anyone wondering, I don't think that this is going to be the glowing review some would hope.
Can I interrupt really quickly?
Yeah.
I just saw Venisons or Ben-Threons say, or Benions? Anyway, it says, for my winter wish, I'd like a better movie.
Oh. So, so obviously it sounds like this failed. The question I have is for you guys, where did this fail? Where did it fall short? And also, was it in any way an improvement, at least, from what we've already seen with the Netflix shows?
I didn't watch
it.
Wait.
I turned it off.
Wait,
I was just, I'm not digging this.
Wait a minute. So Hiro, you haven't seen it?
I didn't watch it, no.
Jax, have you seen it?
I turned it off after I was...
How soon did you turn it off?
5 minutes.
That's not halfway. Paleo, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you seen the whole thing?
Yes.
Do you hate it as much as Jaxblade?
No.
Thank you. All right. These
I didn't say-
motherfuckers had me. You know what? God damn it, Jax, we're doing a fucking bronies rig just so you have to sit through the whole goddamn thing.
Look what you did, Jax!
No. Okay, so here's the thing. To be fair, okay, I was playing God of War, and I was super interested in that, and I was like, oh, this is on. Let me check it out. And the first 5 minutes, I was like, man, fuck that. And I went back to God of War, and I was like, I think that's a problem. If you watch something with like a great story, and then you watch something with like a story right afterwards, it's just so like,
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know it has an story if you watched 5 minutes? You got through the fucking intro, and then you were like, this shit has a terrible story. How do you know that it had a terrible story?
well, Race. All right, here's the thing. I watched that special at like MomoCon. The first one is I did not like that shit at all. The second time I watched through 8 episodes of the show, and so I could say most of those episodes I did not care for at all. So like when it didn't grab me in the first 5 minutes, just from mathematics, I could just go like, it's probably as good a hit for me. So I'm just like,
Okay. Now, this whole time I've been under this impression that people had watched it and hated it. Now you gave it 5 minutes. Where did it lose you in those 5 minutes? What was it?
That damn dragon showed up. That's what happened.
So the dragon. Okay. So in that case, I'm going to talk to the guy who actually watched this thing. Paleo. I'll start with me. All right. I watched this special knowing that people were specifically saying, please, for the love of God, don't make us do a bronies react to it. And I went, oh, fuck. I was hoping this would be better. And I watched it, and I watched through the whole thing, and you'll see my in-depth thoughts on it or whatnot. I'm going to try to get this out within the next couple weeks. But I watched it, and I was like, okay, it's still not like the best thing ever. It's still not great. But I'm like, I'm seeing improvements, though. I'm seeing the animation. I thought I felt like oh my gosh, the animation isn't throwing me off the whole time. Like there's still a few bits where it's like that animation looked janky, didn't look great. But overall, I feel like the animation itself is actually improving. I felt like the voice actors are starting to get more of a grasp on their characters. Now, I'm not saying like, oh my god, like this is excellent. I'm not saying that. But I was actually surprised with what I got because I had people begging me not to do anything with this. So I'm like, this must be worse than what we've seen. And I'm like, no, I am seeing signs of improvement. Maybe not as fast as I'd like to, but I didn't think this is the worst thing we've seen from Generation 5 on Netflix up to this point. So with that being said, Paleo, what did you think?
What was that?
My fucking TV started yelling at me. Okay.
Jax was playing God of War. Just so you have to listen to this.
I do agree that like it is starting. It's like so slowly improving the animation.
Yeah.
But it's like it is a slow process.
Yeah.
And I know that like because like when I was working on my review of the series, I had an animator come into my stream saying that like, oh yeah, it gets better later on. I don't know how much later. But we'll have to see. But the thing is with this, I actually did like this more than the premiere that we watched during MomoCon. But because for that premiere, it just felt like, oh, that was just kind of dragging. It didn't really feel like it needed to be 44 minutes. Whereas this is like, oh yeah, there's like 3 different areas they got to go to, so at least there's like a different goal, like that we're following here. And there's some things I thought that were cute, like the whole Frosty Shivers thing, and like the like why is it snowing or whatever. when it hasn't really snowed in Maritime Bay. But overall, I'm still like very lukewarm on the series. There are certain like aspects of it I do like, but then there's others where it's like I wish it would pick up.
Yeah.
And also Misty wasn't in this, so I'm like, oh.
God, I really don't want to watch it. This is even worse information than I had before. I like her hair. I don't know. Like,
She has hair like
her hair
she's
is nice.
coded to be one of us.
Nah, yeah, I very much though agree. We're like I guess the problem here, the reason that like we're not in celebration mode of it being better than the premiere is that the premiere was such a low bar that it's like it better be better than the premiere. So, but I think that's where I'm like, okay, at least I'm seeing the improvements here. Could we do without am I wrong? I feel like I had a fever dream. Paleo, correct me if I'm wrong. Does the dragon say a word? Does he speak?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It was a fever dream.
Cause like yeah, he kind of just like gibberish like or whatever the fuck.
I know. I saw someone.
He brings down the show a lot.
I saw someone say that they enjoyed that the dragon became a punching bag in our last Who's line. That'll probably continue. And by the way, just real quick, Omega sent a super chat saying, "Surprise poppin', just got off work. Hope everyone is doing well." Hello, Omega, and thank you for popping in.
You know, the baby dragon's bad when I would put him in a lower tier than fucking whatever Cadence's child's name was.
Flurry Heart?
Cozy River, Flurry Heart, whatever.
Cozy River?
I don't fucking remember her name.
What a cozy river.
Put Flurry Heart in the show instead. My God, I don't know.
No, I guess that's just where I'm at. Where I'm like, please show signs of life, and I feel like there was that. Like I felt like there was the biggest difference to me was in the facial expression this time around. I'm like, I actually felt like they were pushing cartoony faces, more goofy faces, more expression in the characters. I don't think there was a moment where I felt like there was a dead stare. I felt like they improved how the eyes were positioned. And yeah, I mean, there's still, like I said, like I'm starting to feel these voice actors a little bit more. Unfortunately, I feel like Izzy's still gonna have to be tweaked a bit.
Yeah,
because I mean, talk about a fall from grace, going from the movie to this. But no, I mean, overall, I also think this special did get some laughs out of me. I think we recorded this a while ago, and I say a while ago. I mean, it's been like a week, but a lot's happened in that amount of time. So yeah, I don't know. Certainly, I'm still willing to give this stuff a chance. See where it goes. But like Paleo alluded to, hopefully there is a point in time where the improvements start ramping up quicker, because God does it need it. like if this is where if the trajectory, I'll say, of the animation improvements from what we've seen from here to where things were at with the episodes, I'm hopeful for the next stuff to come out. But yeah, certainly if they could continue to clean up the writing, the pacing here, like Paleo said, was at least better. And as the VAs continue to grasp their characters, hopefully it all, it all comes together quick enough before Jaxblade completely throws this one in the garbage. Because we know that there's a the sands of time are quickly funneling out right now when it comes to Jaxblade and
No, I mean, again, it's just like I was saying, like you play something which has like a phenomenal story, phenomenal game, and then you go to something and it's just like, what? I would rather be watching like, what is this? Like, I think this happened with like other like shows too. Like this one time, like, fuck, what was it? Oh my god, I can't remember. Like there was a show I was watching, and I was watching them both back to back. And then, like, they had, like, an episode dump of, like, each of them, like, both seasons dropped. And then I watched, like, the first season of this other show. And then, like, the second season, I was just like, maybe this season is good. I can't remember what it was. Oh, my God. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it, too. I forgot
what
it was.
Fuck, I can't remember what it was. Shit. It's on the tip of my... I'll remember it before this something.
Was it an anime, or...?
It was definitely animated. I can't remember. Fuck, I really can't. I know I watched.
Was it something on Netflix?
Let me see. Was it Netflix? I'll look. Maybe it's. Let me see if it's on Netflix or anything similar, comparable. It's obviously not in my watch thing because I watched already. So let me see. What the fuck?
Was it Close Enough and something else?
Close Enough and no, because Close Enough came out by itself. That was good, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! This is driving me. You know,
It was Generation 5 of My Little Pony.
Yeah, Generation 5 of My Little Pony. Yeah, definitely. Generation 5. It'll pop in my head sometime. It was something. It was something though. I was just like, this is really good. Because I watched this isn't as good.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I have the image. It's like forming. Come on, brain, do it. Gears. My hamster wheel's running. Run.
Keep thinking about it. I'll put a bow on this G5 conversation.
Yes,
Paleo. Since you watched it, do you have hope?
Yes, look at his response. Look how long he's taking. There you go. That's all you have to say.
As long as like it doesn't go down.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing it can do is like put more focus on the dragon.
Yeah, I hope they're learning that quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope that they realize. Like, could you imagine if, like, what if they make the dragon the villain, and then they actually kill it?
Oh, that'd be cool. They change it from TVY to TVY7. And get all
Dude,
hyped.
TVY7 was the shit.
It was. And TVY7 with FV for fantasy violence.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like whenever I watch, like, Christmas Carol, and it's like, this is rated this for fear. I'm
yes.
Like, whoa.
Fear. This
Fear.
will fuck you up. It's crazy. Christmas Carol movie.
Actually, with that, I'm gonna move a little bit here. I just realized I didn't even put up a spoiler screen, and that's not out of mistake. So I guess in any of the stuff that let's see if I could do Sarah's spoiler screen. I don't know how to do spoiler screens. 1 second.
There's a text box.
No. Oh, Sarah already made it. She already made it.
Oh.
She's just good. Oh my God! Look! Wait! Look! She already made this. She already made this thing.
God bless that woman.
She made the thing. We're gonna talk about spoilers.
So anyways, the spoiler is you think it's good.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah, we miss you.
Oh yeah, we do. Now let's see
Live
here.
long. No, it's okay.
Oh
Ray.
yeah. We don't really need to talk about Winter Wish Day spoiler.
No, but now that I have this, I want to see how do you edit this.
How do you edit it?
Oh my god, guys. Oh my gosh, if I figure this out. Wait for it. There's the. Oh my gosh, look. Oh, It is
Doing it.
disappearing. It is disappearing into nothingness right as we speak.
Oh.
I am erasing it from memory. But one thing I do want to talk about is this movie.
What movie?
My penis movie.
Who's seen Violent Night?
Oh shit! I've been wanting to see that.
Oh no! You know what? I recently got like 2 different tickets, because I had to get one for Puss in Boots, and then I got one I didn't want to, but then I listened to the Double Toaster review for Avada: Way of Water, and they said it's like actually, like they said it was good. They said it was actually really good, so I'm like, fuck, fine, I'll go see it. So like I got my ticket for that. So but I need to get one for Violent Night. How was it? Was it good? Tell me.
I won't. So I won't actually dive into spoilers then, since you guys haven't seen it.
I want to watch it.
But I also realized that I could do this, and I'm gonna do this as Sarah's
Violent Night.
So I won't dive too much into spoilers here in case anyone. So obviously neither of you have seen the movie yet, so I won't spoil anything. But I will say I saw this last night. I actually wasn't going to because Sarah didn't want to see this movie. It's a little. It appeared a little too violent for her taste, and then I was like, well, I'll go if my dad wants to go, and he wasn't able to see it. And I was sitting near the end of the workday, and I'm like, you know what? I think I still want to see it, and so I did. I went and saw it, and I had so much fun with this movie. It's basically what
It looks fun.
Yeah, it's basically what I think I wanted out of it. You could tell basically from the trailers that it's Santa Claus beating the shit out of people, and effectively that's what's happening here. But it got laughs out of me. It's just a fun movie. Is it a
modern Christmas classic?
Was that a question? If it is,
yes.
I think for some people it could be. I've seen this movie compared to Die Hard.
Ooh,
that's a comparison.
well, the comparison.
Ultimate Christmas movie.
Basically, the comparison being that everyone for years has heard that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and that argument, and so they're like, well, what if we just literally made Die Hard a Christmas movie? And so there's
that's what it seemed like from the trailers. It's like that seems like the plot of Die Hard.
yeah. So,
but with Santa.
It's fun though. It's like I said, it's fun. It had bits in it that did actually like surprise me. I don't know what it is about putting Christmas music over like really violent like fights. But it's just chef's kiss. It's just right. So there's a lot of that. It's fun. You guys will enjoy it if you go and see it.
Nice.
Now that being said, people may have been spoiled on the next movie we'll talk about. In this one, we will be discussing spoilers, and that is in regards to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. If you'd like to avoid spoilers. As long as the screen's up, we're going to be discussing spoilers. Once it comes down, you're good to go. So if you want to mute the stream to avoid catching any spoilers, that would be your trick. Now, let's...
Hero's gone because he hasn't seen it yet.
Okay. I thought you were going to say because he hasn't seen Violent Night yet. Elwin, by the way, sends a super chat saying, Die Hard is 100% a Christmas movie. Dad and I watch it every Christmas Eve.
It is. I've never seen Die Hard 1 all the way through. I've only seen in bit. I've seen the other ones, but I haven't seen the first one all the way through. I've seen it in bits. Like I've seen like the cool scenes. Like I've seen like a good chunk of it. Like I saw the beginning, bits in the middle, and then of course the ending, of course, because that's just iconic. But like I haven't seen like certain chunks in the middle, so I need to like fill in those gaps.
So I pulled down the spoiler screen because I have one more question for you guys, and then we'll talk about Pinocchio.
Yes.
So my question to you is there a movie that you feel like you do enjoy watching every year that like because of the holiday season that some people might be like, "Oh, really? That movie is a movie that you'd want to watch?"
I mean, well, like Gremlins. I love Gremlins 1. That's
Yeah,
that's
that
a
takes
good,
place in Christmas.
that's a good choice.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
I think the one for Sarah and I might be, of all movies, Daddy's Home 2.
Daddy's Home
What?
2. Okay.
Have you seen it?
I know Daddy's Home 1. That's the one with like fucking what the fuck?
Will
What's his-
Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what movie? You know what movie takes place during Christmas time?
But
Jurassic World. Like
The
literally, like the kid is going to Jurassic World because it is his Christmas present.
What?
Oh
I
shit!
thought it was a birthday thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a birthday thing. Shit.
Oh, weird.
Oh damn. Well, damn. Okay. Shit.
So, okay, so I guess one other thing I'll branch off to before we get to Pinocchio. Jax,
Yes.
have you seen that there's a movie also out right now for Christmas called The Mean One?
Yeah, with the Grinch and he's
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like a thing where I'm just like, that is just silly. Like, I remember, like, there's a part of me where I was just like, because ever since that Winnie the Pooh thing, I was just like, yeah, okay, because like that one looked like a fucking poor thing. I haven't seen the trailer for it. I may watch it in the future, but I was just like, are you serious?
I
Alright?
watched a trailer for it, and
Right.
it actually made me go, "This looks so bad."
No, exactly. If it's like comparable to fucking Jeepers Creepers 4, then it's just like,
I'm seeing basically what I've seen is that anyone that goes to it basically went to it knowing it was going to be shit and had
Of
fun
course.
with it because of that. So,
that's how people are these days.
all right, let's get into Pinocchio spoilers. Here we go.
Pinocchio.
So that all being said, what did you guys think of Pinocchio?
I'll start. Can I start with the bad first? No, it's not even bad. Like, I think this movie's.
You can start however you want.
Okay, so I think this movie aesthetically really dope. I love the design of like Pinocchio being like a scary wooden boy. Like, I thought that was dope. I love that it's surprisingly dark. I knew Guillermo del Toro. He did that fucking horror series like literally a month earlier, so I was like wasn't surprised that it was gonna be dark. But I was just like, oh shit. Like if you just say because a part of me was just wondering how a parent would react. It's like, oh, there's a new Pinocchio. I'm gonna put that on for the kids. And then they just walk in the room, and then they do like, how's Pinocchio? Hi, and they put this pose with their arm, and I was like, you shouldn't learn that pose just yet. Don't be doing that. This is just like,
Wait, this is a gripe you have with it?
No. I said I'm gonna change. No, it's not a gripe at all. I said like I switched up from saying the only gripe because the only gripe. And I even said this on Twitter. Like, literally the only gripe I have with this movie is just, for me, I didn't care for any of the songs. That was it. That was only thing for me personally. But that's a personal thing because they reminded me of the kid singing in Sweeney Todd. And, like, his songs were the only ones I didn't like in Sweeney Todd. But, like, everything else I loved. I think this movie is, like, fucking... Well, hold on. Okay, because now that I think back, I enjoyed it a lot. I do think that, like, I do appreciate also that, it wasn't just, the Disney story played back. It wasn't just the book played back. There was like a bunch of stuff where it's like, oh, this is interesting. I love these designs. I love how they're doing this. But yeah, I would say like overall, like aesthetically, I was really just taken back because like again, like a part of me is just like seeing how they looking behind the scenes how they filmed it, and I was like, so that's how they film water. Holy shit! Because I've always wondered that for stop motion, and I was just like, oh, I thought it was just really well done in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll talk about other stuff later, but you guys go ahead because
Paleo.
Yeah. So it's funny because like this movie's been trying to be made since like 2012, I think. And now finally it's here. And it's definitely very different from what we've seen before with Pinocchio. And like Jack said, it's very dark compared to like the one we're familiar with. Especially in the beginning where we're learning about Geppetto and his son and how like oh, he lost his son, and then Geppetto becomes it becomes a drunk, yeah, and just drowning his sorrows in alcohol, and then just leaning against that tree as it grows, and then just one day just in sort of like a rage makes Pinocchio. It's like, oh, this is a very different way of telling this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That took me back. How he was just well, if I can't have you back, I'll make you back. And it's just like,
Yeah.
and then fucking Jiminy's just, Sebastian J. Cricket. And he was just
Yeah.
poor old fool's crazy. Shit like that. Just,
Yeah.
So I don't mean to be a downer
mhm.
with this movie, because it seems like a lot of people are really jiving with it, but this movie did not do it for me.
Okay.
At all. To me, it I don't know. From the story, it just felt like there was no, I don't know, heart into it. I didn't feel like this differentiated enough from the original that we are used to. To me, this was just okay, it's here we are, live action. And when Tom Hanks was doing his stuff, I was just like,
oh my god.
That's genius. Okay.
I was like, live action? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, but why did he sound like fucking fucking Max's friend from a Goof Troop? With the cheese and shit like that. I don't understand. Why was he I don't know what to do.
No. In all seriousness, this was fun. I actually was, yeah, when they came in, like you said, and they did the salute, I was like, holy shit, wow.
Yeah, I was like, wait, when does this take place? Because
Yeah.
I know when they were in the beginning, the narrator was saying oh yeah, this is taking place during the Great War, so it was the First World War. But then his son dies, and it's okay, so now we're doing a time skip, and we're going to World War II.
Yeah.
That is actually one gripe I have, is that Geppetto looks the same age in both time periods.
Well, actually,
yeah.
he changed his hair. He got balder. If you look at
I'll have to look back, because I didn't really see that change.
Okay, see, I actually noticed. I don't know what it was, but I picked it up because they had the time skip, and then when you look at him, he has a full head of gray hair when he's with Pinocchio. But when you see him later on, his hair is thinned a bit, to a part where he's balding. So they did show that either stress and age did fuck him up there. So I let me see if I can screenshot. Yeah, hold on. Geppetto, Pinocchio. You guys keep talking.
It looked the same to me.
Well,
from when I was watching.
Okay.
Yeah. I to me, one thing I think that I really loved about this was how smooth the stop motion was.
Yeah.
And it was interesting, for anyone that does enjoy this movie, I'd recommend, they already have they're behind the scenes. They have a 35 minute kind of documentary on the making of.
Yeah. They posted that also up on Netflix.
And I saw, and I don't know how common this is that they use these in stop motion, but they have it's almost like a crane or an arm that will hold when they're doing certain poses. And
that's very common.
Okay, so I don't know what it was about this stop motion, but I was like, this felt like the smoothest stop motion that I've ever seen, and it was very appealing to the eye.
Yeah, I still think Leica is better at stop motion, but Pinocchio himself in this movie moves very, very well. Pinocchio and Geppetto specifically, and also Sebastian, they all look great. Is certain other characters I do find a little bit of fault with.
Tonight I'll hook a
What the
guy.
fuck is my phone being weird? I'm trying to get.
You watching porn?
Sorry, I'm trying to get an image of Geppetto.
But because with
On Pornhub?
I was gonna say
Netflix.
with Candlewick and Candlewick's dad, their mouths don't move the same way that Pinocchio and Geppetto's does. They're more flappy,
Yeah,
with
flappers.
how their mouths move compared to like Pinocchio has like they it seems like it does the same thing they do with a lot of other stop motion animated films where they kind of switch out the mouths. Where with Candlewick and his dad, their mouths just kind of move up and down and their lips move a little bit to where it's like they're not actually like lip syncing the words like perfectly. Whereas like with Geppetto it looks a bit better. But with Pinocchio it looks great because like he's the main character, so they have the mouths like switching out for him, so it looks like he's actually saying like all the words that he's saying.
I'll have to pay attention to that. I also was surprised at how they did, or just like seeing the mechanics again on the documentary of like they're not robots, but the mechanisms that control the facial expression. I found that very like wow, like it was. I don't know. It's just cool. It also, I don't know about you guys, but whenever they show the sped up version of these guys working on the stop motion, and you see how many times they have to move these things, I'm like, I would not have the patience.
Stop motion is for insane people. That's what it is. Like, I definitely have no idea how those people make those movies like that and are just like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like, they make entire fucking 2-hour movies like this. Because this movie is like fucking 2 hours something. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a long stop motion movie.
Yeah.
So it's just, insanity. Okay, so here's what he looks like with his, like, full head of hair. And then, like, here, I'm trying to get an image of him when he's, like, balding. Because he's stressed out and he's bald.
Balding.
Where you, is when the cricket shows up and he's like, okay, yeah. So, like, and there he is. It's like a slight change, but, like, you could see, like, oh, his hair has started thinning on the sides like that. And then, like, I need an above shot. Where's his above shot? Above shot. Where is it? Oh, Pinocchio, you fucking wooden boy. I'll make Okay, yeah. There you go. That's better. Okay. There you go. So, there you go. See his hair. He lost his hair.
Okay.
Boom. There you go. And he hated Pinocchio. Pinocchio was being a little dick at first, and then that guy,
he was
a monkey. Like, that shit would traumatize kids. That fucking guy was abusing his monkey. Like, I fucking brought you into this house. You fucking fuck this up for me. Oh God.
Yep.
You know, Kate Winslet was that freaking monkey. That's fucking hilarious to me.
Apparently, per the documentary, she was like, I need to have a part in this movie. And Guillermo's like, we only have one part left. She's like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I thought that was... okay, so overall, the movie did a great job, I think. Well, like, they changed... Well, I guess they turned Monstro back into what he originally was, like the terrifying dogfish or whatever the fuck. So, like a giant, terrifying dogfish. That's what they said he was in this. And then, I thought that was interesting. The fact that, like, so many people just fucking get it. And then the whole thing with, like, the blue fairy and then, like, her sister who was, like, a griffin of death or some shit like that. Like, I thought that was very visually entertaining. They had to get all, like, deep on you. If, like, oh, well, yeah, you're wooden, so you're not going to die. You know that, right? And it's just like, what? And it's just like, yeah, you're immortal, dude. So you do. So I did laugh when he was at that fucking thing with Mussolini, and he fucking just goes gatted and shit like that. Just shit.
Shoot the puppet.
These are puppets. I do not like these are puppets.
Shoot them. And it's just like, fuck. Like, that is so crazy to me. And then, like, the whole end. I thought the ending was, like, really beautiful with what they did with, like, Sebastian J. I'm just gonna call his ass Jiminy. You're Jiminy. All right, so fucking Blue Jiminy is like, oh God, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I fucking love this puppet and bring him back to life. And it's just like, I'm glad they didn't go like the real boy route for this darker tale. But again, it is one of those sad things because it's just like, oh fuck, yeah, he's gonna go on forever, but. In the positive side, that means more sequels if this does really good.
Well, I did like the ending though, where they wrapped it up with, like I felt like that was a good hard hitting ending,
right?
Kind of just showing
enjoy life
again as we're talking about spoilers, but everyone passing away at the end. Yeah, no, I just was like, oh yeah, it's. I also, of course, I'm sure. It at least may have crossed some of your other minds too, where I went, wait, how is the cricket narrating this if he's like, and then I died? And it's like, what?
Found me, and I was dead. And it's just like, what is this?
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
I was like, oh yeah, I was playing cards with the bunny death people.
Yeah, the black rabbits or something.
Yeah,
apparently this movie took a lot of inspiration from Mexican artists. They had a lot of Mexican artists working on this, and they were saying that also in the design of a lot of the characters and whatnot. And I feel like that really comes out in some of the afterlife scenes as well. So yeah, no, I enjoyed this. I remembered smiling purely at the fact of like it's cool to see an animation like this, stop motion like this that had like it is. A story that many people are like, oh yeah, one for the whole family, but it had such adult theming to it. And I, that's the kind of stuff that I, we used to have that in some of our media as kids is we would have those references in our media where it's like, oh shit, that once you get older you go, that's what the hell that was referring to. And I feel like it was a risk to go that route, but I felt like it was one that paid off. I was impressed they did it, and I felt like for me it kind of made this Pinocchio stand out above the rest.
Yeah.
I'm with this movie out though, I feel bad for Wendell and Wild, the other stop motion movie that came out on Netflix this year.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel so bad because like that's by Henry Selick, who, as you might know, did Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
So it's like, oh, I feel bad for Wendell and Wild. Because Wendell and Wild still like looks amazing. Like it's still a really great looking stop motion film.
See, it looks amazing. You didn't say it is amazing. So that is
because I was very interested in where that film was going to go, but the way where its story goes is like pretty generic by the like last half of it. I'm like, oh god.
See, there we go. Damn thing.
Well, any other thoughts on Pinocchio before we move on to Q&A?
Yeah, they ripped off the '90s better one where he choked the whale to death. Remember that scene?
Yes, when they started
lie, Pinocchio, lie, and then the fucking I was like, oh my god, I gotta watch that live action one again.
I got to too.
We'll watch it at con. Or we'll watch it sometime. There'll be a movie night.
We'll watch it for a panel.
Yes. So we can talk about that damn whale.
Well, so I'll pull down the Pinocchio spoilers here, but for anyone that is looking to check it out,
Tag Hero.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. All right, folks. So now we're into Q&A time. It is just at the 8 o'clock hour here on the West Coast. But who gives a shit?
8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
So much.
Yeah, if you'd like to submit a question, hashtag SPP questions, we will take them over there. Also, if you would like your question prioritized and absolutely answered for sure, Go ahead and send it via. Wait for it. Super chat. There we go. I'm sorry. I had the most. You ever have that moment where something goes into your head and you go, "Whoa," and it derails everything and it has nothing to do with anything you were just talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had, like, as I was telling people where to submit their super chats, and I couldn't think of the super chat word, I started thinking of what I was going to eat for dinner. And I'm like, wait, why am I thinking about this? And then my brain just unfurled from there.
Uh-huh.
But I do think that I'm going to have Mexican food, just for anyone wondering.
Chipotle?
Sarah, I picked up Chipotle for Sarah. But no, I think I'm going to go to a sit-down. You can't be getting chips and salsa service, man. It just...
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. All right, we got some super chats rolling in here. And this is for... Did Hero make it back? Yeah. Hi. Hero, did you write a letter to Santa?
No, I wrote it to Krampus instead.
Oh.
No,
Yeah, so
I did not. I feel like I should have now. I feel bad. No, I did not write a letter to Santa. What should I have written?
Did anyone write a letter to Santa? Jax,
You
Taylor?
a bad boy. I wrote it to Krampus. Krampus is better Santa.
I don't know if that's what Mako Wacko had in mind.
Krampus. I don't know. I just think he's cool. He let me try on his mask. It was fun.
I did. I wrote a letter to Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get into beef with him? Because it's just like, those cookies you make be banging, and then his fat ass comes down the damn chimney. He's like, I want this shit for myself.
Well, the problem is when I sent my letter off, it got returned.
I'm joking, Santa.
So,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm joking, Santa. You're not fat. You're good.
Nora sends a super chat asking, have you decorated your trees yet?
Oh, no. I don't even have a tree up. See, my house doesn't feel like it, because I was like, I sometimes tell my parents, like, can we put the tree up? And they're like, but they're too lazy. And then I'm too lazy. And so it's just like, I'm just so busy with other stuff. And it's just like, it doesn't feel like it literally doesn't feel like Christmas unless I go to like the mall, or if I go to like someplace else. It's just like, I see places.
Well, like my aunt always like makes sure to come over like the first week of December to put out the tree.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah. It always bothers me in like movies and shows and sometime when like they're putting up the tree like on Christmas Eve.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
damn, you wait that late?
You know you're gonna take it down like 2 days later, right? Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like damn, like if we're going to celebrate Christmas, I mean, like, we'll have the tree up like early in the month.
Right, exactly. It's just like, do it early.
And that's not going to come down until like maybe second week of January.
Right, like once that fucking Thanksgiving turkey done, you're putting that shit up. Okay, that's what people do. Be like,
so we put up our tree actually 2 days ago. We put it up 2 days ago. But the ornaments have not made it on there yet, which is funny because like we have 10 days, which might actually be less because I don't know if we might be on the road during Christmas Day, where my family's celebrating a day early because some family's traveling.
right.
So yeah.
The good times of opening Christmas presents a day before, and then you feel naughty, like, oh God, we shouldn't open these, but it's right here.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Tisky whiskey. All right, let's see what questions we got on Twitter. Hashtag SPP questions.
Hashtag SPP questions. Ask us the thing. Let's make music together.
Let's see here. We got a couple. All right, Kevin wants to know, you're throwing a huge Christmas party and need to find some more guests. Who do you try to invite? I'd go with the Dazzlings and Wallflower Blush, says Kevin.
Wait, they
I'd like-
you mean like
I'd
the
like
voice
that.
actors?
They exist, right?
Yeah.
Actors? Because okay. Or like
So
that.
we're doing fictional characters then? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because fictional characters you think would be fun, what actually wouldn't, and they'd annoy you, and then they'd wreck your house, and then be like, you have to pay so much property damage, and you'd be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You see? A lot of people glorify fictional characters. Stop it.
Oh.
Okay?
Stop it.
Fluttershy would be nice. She'd just come in, just like, oh my, I baked some cookies, huh? When I suck your dick.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it would probably go.
So people to invite to a Christmas party, provided you don't have enough people already at your party?
Yeah, but does that
Imagine
mean...
all of us are at your Christmas party, Hero, and then you're inviting more people.
Well, so does this mean that you didn't invite these people in the first place, and you were like,
Oh, they just show up?
No, it's not. No, the question implies like you didn't know you could invite fictional characters, and now it's like, you can invite some. You don't have enough people at your house.
Well,
like, shit.
then call up Judy and Nick. I want them here, and I want them on my
I ain't
couch.
inviting 2 cops to my house. I'm sorry, fam.
Yeah,
That is not happening.
We are black race. You can't do that, right? Cats is for something.
What?
That dog is not happening. I'll invite Sam.
They're
to my
off
house.
duty. Jesus Christ, guys!
I'll
I'm not
invite
asking
Sam
them
to my
to.
house.
Yeah.
You would. Oh, I haven't talked to you about Sam.
Yeah.
Sam
is just. This is gonna sound terrible, and I don't care. Sam is just Mrs. Otterton, but younger and not taken.
That sounds perfect. Hero and Sam sitting in a tree.
What grade are you in?
F-U-C-K-I-N-P.
Oh. Whatever.
How did no one ever in school? No one ever said F-U-C-K-I-N-G, but it worked syllabically. How did no one say that?
Because we were kids and didn't know that existed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I remember.
I didn't know what fuck was until like the 6th grade.
Yeah. I remember like I remember watching the movie Radio Flyer. I was thinking about this today actually. And there's they're doing the name song where they like bo bo mo mo fanana fana fo fo, and they did like buck or something and fanana fana fo fuck and then the kid's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and I remember as a kid I'm like, I don't understand what he said. Like where did he go wrong? What word did he say that's bad?
Well, it's like in that scene in like A Christmas Story where Ralphie said, and it's just like, I remember like, why is fudge a curse word? It's like, what? Like I did not understand. It's like, what? But I didn't say fudge. I said
we have a question here from Oziel, asking, how did you guys meet Steve Odekirk?
He was at Gabe's wedding for me.
Yeah, so I was near Steve at the AGT recording that we did, but I was like, well, I won't bother him because I'll probably see him later, because I thought he was going to be at the dinner later, and he didn't. So I was like, oh. So I ended up saying hello and talking with him for a bit at the wedding as well, and the dude is awesome. Like so for those that don't know, Steve Odekirk, if you look him up, this guy has had a hand in a lot of Hollywood movies, but I would say as an actor, a lot of people recognize him as the main guy, in that good old classic. What?
Kung Pao.
Oh God. I heard something completely different.
I
know. Kung Pao Enter the Fist. He's the kind of person who's like, you're talking with him and you're like, you have such an interesting life, but all he cares about is talking about you. He's like, oh, what? You're an engineer? I wanna know more. And it's like, oh, yes,
sure.
I'm certain that I have the more wild resume, indeed. But no, he's really cool. So yeah, Jax and I both met him at Gabe's wedding. Gabe met him because he's worked with Steve.
Yeah.
And they've become good friends.
Really? No, I said they became like really cool friends. It was interesting because like when I went to go talk to him, yeah, he was just super chill. I was just like, yeah, I really loved like like Kung Pao and then Jimmy Neutron too and stuff like that. And he was like, oh man, that's great and blah blah blah. And he was like, you want to get a photo? And he like was just talking about stuff and he was like, I'm really obsessed with like calisthenics now and stuff like that. I'm like, oh well, interesting. So like we had a little brief conversation before we went our separate ways. But yeah, he was like super chill. Like, he was super down to earth. Like I really liked that.
He was like, after I get a couple drinks in me, you're gonna have to explain the Brony fandom to me. And I was like,
Right.
oh god. By the way, I enjoyed in the chat. I saw Nora say that she would invite Ariel, and Hiro saying, "Where are you gonna put her?"
It's Ariel from Little Mermaid 2. Thank you. She can talk. Yeah.
All right.
I've never seen Little Mermaid 2. What can she do?
She can walk, because remember at the end of the first movie, she walks.
She's got legs.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about legged Ariel.
Legged Ariel.
Legs for days.
I thought I would want to invite her because she's a mermaid.
Would you like your Ariel with legs or no legs?
Legs.
Oh, yeah. So here's one. Waddles wants to know your thoughts on the second trailer of the Super Mario movie.
I mean, the only thing
I mean,
yeah, exactly. No, because it's just it looks good. The only issue is just the Chris Pratt thing. That is literally the only. Every voice works for me except him. Like that is literally it. Like every other voice is just. It's just like again. Like maybe it'll do. Like once he said, "Let's go," and I'm just like, that's how you're taking this. Really? I mean, it looks fun. That's all I'll say. It looks fun.
Yeah, they did have another clip during the Game Awards, and I'm really interested in what they're going to do with the background music in this film, because like with that little clip we heard like a snippet of like the different like themes they were using. Like they were using like the da 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 with like the little Toad House thing from like Mario Brothers 3.
Oh, nice.
So it seems like there's going to be a lot of different musical cues in the movie, taken from like a bunch of different games. So I'm very interested to hear that.
Oh, awesome.
But I'm very excited to see how this moves out. And I never thought I would be this excited for an Illumination movie.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Oh! I can't be as disappointed as I was with Jurassic World Dominion. I can't be that disappointed.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I also have hope, but Illumination has made me have hope in other movies and pissed me off because you realize, oh, these are all the good parts of the beginning of the movie. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully they have the right people in charge. I don't know.
Well. Part of it is because this also is like the best looking Illumination movie, because like when we first saw the first like a teaser of it, and like saw how Bowser looked and the fire and everything, I was like, this looks really good. Like what the fuck did they do? So a part of it I think is like Nintendo just like constantly over their shoulder because of like how protective they are of how their characters look. So like that's part of it. And I know that some people are like still upset at how like certain characters look and feel, I guess, but we'll see as like when the movie actually comes out.
Yeah.
But so far I was like, oh, it looks like faithful enough to where it's like it's not a complete departure. Like for something like I actually saw this today because it's apparently 15 years old now, and it's also technically takes place during Christmas, so it's kind of a Christmas movie. I was gonna say Alvin and the Chipmunks, the 2007 one.
Oh, I loved that movie when it first came out because I was drunk.
Yeah.
Not drunk.
All right. Let's talk another movie. Avatar is coming out. Deegan Den again says they have two questions. Number one is, can you all still remember your experience of watching the first Avatar film back in 2009?
I did not see it in 2009.
I don't remember when I saw it. Like I feel like it took me a while to see this movie too. And didn't they force like 3D or something? Like I thought
Yeah, that
Well,
was the
that's
thing.
the-
That was the thing about Avatar is like, oh yeah, this is the first movie to really like take advantage of 3D, and that's why people went to go see it.
Right.
Because like, yeah,
No,
that's why it made so much money.
No, exactly. Like the 3D, because I saw it. I literally went with it was like a whole family thing. It was like my mom, my sister, my cousin, my sister's kids, my cousin's kids, and it was like a big family outing. And we went to IMAX and we got to see it, and I was like, holy shit! And what I've learned now is this was the extended version. I guess they played in theaters because that hair sex scene played. Because I remember laughing because my sister was trying to, kids her kids' eyes and shit like that. I was laughing my ass off. But it was I just remember it just this is good. The only character's name I remember is Jake Sully or Jake Sully. That is literally it. I do not remember any other character's name or anything like that. And
yeah, I was just watching the Double Toasted thing where they were talking about why Avatar hasn't really had much of a cultural impact compared to other things.
Yeah.
Where it's I do not remember a line of dialogue from Avatar.
I see you. That's
Yeah.
I see you. That's good, yeah.
Compared to I see the other question is what are your favorite James Cameron movies? And I'm like, oh yeah, the
There
first
too.
ones the first ones I think of are Aliens and Terminator 2,
Yeah.
which both have very memorable lines in those movies.
Get away from her, you bitch! Hasta la vista, baby. Shit like that. It's just it's iconic. It's just such a those films are iconic. The problem with it is, oh man, I don't know. It is such a everyone's done the thing to death of it's just Fern Gully, it's just Pocahontas, it's Dancing with Wolves, etc. But it's just I'll say that it does look cool. It did look cool, and I am again, I didn't want to see it, but I did watch the Double Toast review for the Way of Water or whatever, and I was just you know what? Fine, they sold me on checking it out in 3D. So this will be the first 3D movie I've seen in
Yeah, because I do want to go see it in 3D because
you have
feel
to.
I feel like that's the only way I'll be impressed with it.
No. That's literally the only thing I remember vividly from the first movie is how damn good the 3D was. That 3D was it felt like one of those rides you go into and they make the chair. Oh man, I wish they had box in 3D, but they don't. But it was fucking insane.
Okay, so kind of on the same topic, the other question here was, what are your favorite James Cameron films?
Terminator 2.
Well, Terminator 2 and Aliens.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. All right, I saw Paleo having a conversation on Twitter, and about the things that you held against it, both mentally and maybe subconsciously, being Avatar, and then I saw somebody talk trash about Titanic, and I was like, oh,
what?
No. I was like, don't you talk shit about Titanic.
Yeah, I was Titanic definitely has cultural impact.
Titanic is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Titanic might be my favorite of the James Cameron movies. I enjoy the action-packed stuff like Terminator and like you said, Aliens and whatnot. But
did you have the 2-piece VHS Titanic?
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I had to
seeing that in Walmarts and stuff.
The first time I watched Titanic, for some reason, my parents were like, "All right, you're gonna have to leave the room for this one scene," and I was like, "Huh?" They're like,
"Right,
just you have to go out." They didn't want me to know what nipples look like, and I was like, "Okay, fine." And so I walked out, and then they called me back in, and I was like, "All right," and I was like, I don't know what I missed."
Right.
So.
Huh?
Yeah, and then I found out, and I was like, boobs. No, but no, Titanic is
that would be the opposite.
Oh, dude.
Ooh, boobs.
Well, to me, what I find so impressive about it is the production side of Titanic. I enjoy.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy the music. James Horner. Excuse me, James Horner. I that was the thing too, is with James Cameron movies you got a lot of James Horner. Avatar he also did, And I think that's going to be something I have to prepare myself going into this movie, is that I think I'm going to have an emotional response to the soundtrack, just because
Yeah,
it's
I will say with the first trailer that came out, I really like the music in it.
yeah.
Yo, those water fucking Navi cat, they look bad as fuck, bro. They
Also, I feel like I will like this one better than the first Avatar just because of the water creatures.
Yeah,
Like I already see some
course.
designs. I'm like, cool. That looks really cool.
Of course.
you know, like that chick is bad as fuck coming out the water. Her hair, man.
So yeah, but no, I just had to make my peace there and say, listen, Titanic, don't be talking shit about Titanic. They made the whole goddamn ship just for the whole movie. They're crazy.
They are insane. And then see, every time, like, I think, like, post-watching Titanic, though, like, I knew, like, you've gone on cruise ships before, but, like, for me, I feel I just am so paranoid. I just like, what is going on? Like, I just feel like you better make sure this thing is going right. Because I saw, like, a TikTok the other day of these people that were on a cruise ship, and it turns out, like, a pipe bust, but when they woke up, like, they were on, like, the 5th level, and there was just a bunch of water on the floor, and my ass, I would be running to the fucking, like, balcony or whatever, just like, get me, I'm staying on a fucking safety boat the rest of this trip. What the fuck's going on?
I mean, yeah. There's obviously a whole bunch of things they did wrong with the Titanic that we don't need to get into right now. Yeah. No, I think we're gonna wrap things up right there. By the way.
Podcast of 2022.
I do enjoy. Nathaniel Foga did have a question submitted, and I'll read it as it's written. It says, "What's the best Black Friday dead you guys ever have received?"
Oh, dude, there is this body. No, that's fucked.
I don't know. I don't know. I know we bought our big television for Black Friday, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you the best deal I've ever got. I'm not big with coupon deals, and well, no, that's a lie. I am big on them, but I don't go crazy for like Black Friday, like some people do.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like sometimes I like go on Best Buy's website. I was like, oh, that game's like half off. I was like, I should get that. And like that's all.
I got a TV. That's the most exciting thing, honestly.
Yeah, TV was ours as well. Well, like Jax was saying, this is it, guys. Last semi-perfect podcast of 2022. I want to thank Hero, Jax, Paleo for joining me here tonight, our kind of smaller group. Thank you to all of you that have joined us live here tonight, all of you listening on delay, and for all of you that have been supporting us throughout all of these years. Thank you for continuing your support. We love interacting with all of you every few weeks, and hope that you continue to have fun with all of this. I enjoy that we're able to provide a podcast that it seems like everyone's able to have fun with, and certainly look to have more fun moving on into the future. Now, as Quiet Storm mentioned, shout out and thank you to all of our super chatters: Nora Mermaid, Elwin, Omega, Nathaniel, and Mako Wacko. Mako Wacko. When we come back, we are going to want to see your guys' hauls, your holiday hauls. We're going to want to see if you get any cool presents or whatnot. Go ahead and share them so we can look into your lives some more. So be ready with those pictures. Also, you guys will probably be hopefully feasting very well over the next few weeks, and we want to see that for the next food posts. We anticipate that we will be back. Let's see. So we're skipping the 28th because we're not going to be here. So that means that it would be the 11th of January, I believe, will be our first podcast of 2023. So with that being said, I hope that you all have a magical and wonderful holiday season for whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. Have a wonderful new year. Be safe. We want to see you all back for the next podcast in about a month. And that is a wrap, everybody. on 2022's Semi-Perfect Podcast. You all have a good night and a good into your year. We'll see you next time on the Semi-Perfect Podcast.
Hey, have a good night.
Ponies.
Dim
ponies.
ponies.
Be well. Have a good one. Happy holidays. Eat a bunch.
Eat.
Eat.
Feed!
Goodbye.